back again, and we'll go with a Caro-Kann against our high-rated opponent here, and I'll go with this Arkell C5 stuff. Big fan of Grandmaster Arkell. He's got a great text recently, Arkell's Endings. I would strongly suggest taking a look at that if like to brush up on your end games, so to speak. And I do not recall, but I believe I'm supposed to do an F-pawn push in this type of position. Well, judging by the speed with which my opponent played that last move, maybe I am incorrect. Let's go here first. Little castles. Don't like my position. Bishop G5. He's got all the positive tension in the position. That makes a lot of sense too. Let's do that, so we can drop back if need be. I think I got him with that though, because the E-pawn is going to be weak. If rook e1, queen b6, there's no c5 because of bishop takes c5, but then there's not a4. Crap. Pawn takes, bishop takes, queen b6. Really don't want to do that. Something's here, I just don't see it. Terrible. I'm going to go for a speculative move and see what happens. Take, take, bishop take, queen b6, hitting the bishop, hitting the knight, hitting f2. I was worried about taking because all of his pieces start to coordinate. If he takes, it could fix all my problems. And I'll just go bishop b7 and plop the bishop down on d5, where I think I'll be better. Bishop d7 is next. This may have worked out. Maybe. Don't get hopes up. Well, I'm not going to help him with his development. So if he wants to capture, he captures on my terms. If rook c1, queen a7. Seems reasonable. Wants to trade. I don't. My queen's better. He wants that square. Well, I feel like I should contest the file. If I come here, it just seems a bit annoying, so I'm going to do so. It's on my philosophy competition. Queen e3 runs into queen takes b2, and as the pressure is mounting, my opponent seems to be getting himself into time trouble. Loose pieces drop off. GG. All right, so bit of a solid Caro-Kann. Let's see where I went wrong here. c5. Knight c6. And knight ge7 or f6. f5 has only been played 2 times. For good reason, probably. Let's see what the main line looks like. Goes directly after that. And yeah, either white wins or black doesn't from the stats, which is understandable. I don't like that pawn structure. Okay, let's take a look at f6. Now, this looks a lot like a French tirage, and I have no problems playing that, like a classical tirage. So queen e2, and I've definitely seen this position before, and it's reasonable. Bishop b5, king f7, and you need to start playing over here. So yeah, you look to play bishop d6 at the right moment, probably after something like knight g4, or queen b6, a6, bishop d7. It's a game. White has a little bit more because of black having 3 pawn islands, but no apparent weaknesses. Definitely something that you can try to get a game out of. d4 makes a lot of sense in retrospective. Okay, evaluated this pretty well. And knight d4, got rid of an attacker. Knight g6, just go directly after the pawn. See, but then I thought it would start blowing up. Missed that that's hit. See, that's quite a lot. And even if I saw this position, what are the chances of me finding rook f7? My bishop's bad, my rook's out of play. He's got a huge attack and coordination. Yeah, I prefer white. I don't agree 0.0 here. So I went with b5, which I feel like this is... I knew when I was playing it, it was either the move of the game or it's going to lose. And move of the game or move of the game, one way or the other. And I saw this idea that I've got a number of threats, and I felt that I could get good play. So, all right, proper evaluation there. Always feels nice. And then this is one of those key moments in understanding tension, because my opponent shows in the next move or two that he wanted to go for this type of idea to get key squares. If I take, I accelerate his development and fix his rooks. it's clear he wants to trade, otherwise he wouldn't have undeveloped the knight. So you allow the trade, but I'm picking up time in the meantime. This is easily one of the #1 concepts I see lower rated players mess up. You take time from your opponent. That's how you outplay them. And then here, his queen's on an awkward square. My queen's better. No trades. I get the open file with tempo. And then queen d4. An annoying move. Because he needs the bishop out of the way to put the knight there. To get the knight to c5, where it will be a good piece. But if I play queen d4, he can't move the bishop in the meantime because of the queen. So it gets me a little bit of play. And it becomes annoying because I have a follow-up threat of knight g6, or knight g6 to f4. And with 30 seconds, you can see it was too difficult for the opponent to handle, and drops a rook here. Engine's giving best is queen e2. Queen c3 to hit the a pawn. Rook e to b1. Put pressure there. Yeah, these are not very natural human moves to make. So it's understandable how a human player would fall apart here with white. So I don't have too many games where I get to play somebody in my cast of rating, so to speak. So hopefully you enjoyed this Arkell Caro-Kann.